In 1816, summer did not happen. Snow fell in June, frost killed crops in July, people starved in August. Across Europe and North America, no one understood why. They blamed witches, divine punishment, government conspiracies. The real cause was a volcano on the other side of a planet. This is the story of how one eruption broke the world's climate and no one knew what was happening. Let's start 1 year earlier. In April 1815, a volcano named Mount Tambora in present-day Indonesia erupted. Not a big eruption, a catastrophic one. The largest volcanic eruption in recorded history. It blasted ash into stratosphere, killed tens of thousands immediately and changed the atmosphere on the entire planet. No global news, no satellites, no climate science, the world barely noticed. Tambora ejected enormous amounts of sulfur dioxide, ash, aerosols. These particles spread around the globe. They reflected the sunlight, very slightly, but enough. Global temperatures dropped, not dramatically, just enough to break agriculture, which is the worst possible amount. In 1816, in New England, snow fell in June, rivers froze in July, crops died repeatedly. In Europe, rain fell constantly, harvests failed, grain prices exploded. In Asia, monsoons failed, famines followed. This was not a local disaster, this was global and no one knew why. People searched for causes, they blamed sunspots, comets, divine punishment, political enemies. Governments had no answers, scientists had no framework, meteorology barely existed, the climate had changed and humans had no language to describe it, which was a very bad position to be in. As crops failed, food prices tripled, bread riots spread, migration increased. In Europe, hundreds of thousands starved. Disease followed famine. In Ireland, typhus exploded. In Switzerland, people ate bark and grass. This wasn't bad weather, this was a systematic food failure. Here's where the story gets weird. Because of cold, rainy summers, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein. Lord Byron wrote apocalyptic poetry. New fashions appeared because wool replaced cotton. Horse prices rose. No grains for animals. A volcano changed literature, fashion, migration, economics. Climate shapes culture even when no one knows why. Many governments responded poorly. They restricted grain exports, hoarded supplies, punished traders. These policies worsened shortages, increased prices, fueled unrest. Authorities treated this as a political problem. It was the atmospheric one. Institutions rarely diagnose what they cannot see. The real danger was not the cold, it was ignorance. No one understood volcanic aerosols, global circulation, climate forcing, so no one could prepare. No one could explain, no one could reassure. When disasters has no narrative, panic fills the gap. By 1817 to 1818, particles settled, sunlight returned, temperatures normalized, the climate recovered. Human systems took much longer. Famine scars lasted decades. The lesson, however, was lost because no one knew what had caused it. A year without a summer teaches us a brutal truth. Human civilization depends on a stable climate, and tiny changes in the atmosphere can collapse food systems, destabilize governments, kill millions, all from a simple eruption thousands of kilometers away. In 1816, people thought the world was ending. In reality, it was just physics, invisible, global, unforgiving, because sometimes the most dangerous disasters are not wars or plagues, but a thin layer of dust high above the clouds, quietly turning off summer. Hit like, subscribe, and next time we look at another moment when nature made a decision and human system discovered how fragile they really were.